Herzlich willkommen, Sianamgela, and welcome to the Bundesliga Connection with Chris Harrington on the SL Podcast in partnership with DW Berlin.
It's time for the latest from Germany's domestic football league, the Bundesliga, and more. For that, we are joined by Chris Harrington from our partner station Deutsche Welle in Berlin, Germany. Chris, Dortmund netted 3 second-half goals to defeat Freiburg thanks to some young talent.
Yeah, I think the pressure was on Anthony Modeste. He's the seasoned talent they brought over from Cologne to be the tip of their spear. His debut didn't work out. He did have a shot on goal, but nothing to show for it. They were down in the hole after Freiburg's Gregoritsch scored it and netted a beautiful header. But in terms of the win and the return of the 3 goals, it was special because they came from 3 substitutes. Dortmund's dug themselves out of a hole before, but, the way they did it and players that didn't start, the way they come in and contribute, and they saved it late, not until after the hour mark. And then we see Beno Gittens finally contribute on the road. He has netted before, but never on the road. Then Moukoko, what can I say? Moukoko's, been developing and showing what he can do with the big boys. He's already blown up the scorer's sheet, at the second Dortmund level with the younger side, setting all sorts of records. It's nice to see him gain confidence with every match forward. And then Wolf. Wolf's goal looked exceptionally well on the execution. To go into Freiburg and win is a big deal. It was the first night match at Freiburg's new stadium, and to get the best of them by second half substitutes has to sting Freiburg a bit. Freiburg has always been a solid side. This match in particular did have some emotional eruptions. Streich, the head coach at Freiburg, was accusing some Dortmund players of trying to hurt his players, but that didn't end up being the case. I think that was explained after the match. But as far as Dortmund have a lot of momentum right now. The key is Dortmund staying on track because Dortmund are always a side that people pick to dethrone Bayern Munich, obviously with Alea sidelined. And the addition to Anthony Modeste, we're talking about a different Dortmund. And just seeing substitutes come in and contribute what they have, keeping Dortmund undefeated at the top, basically with Bayern, as it typically has been, says a lot to what Edin Terzic, the head coach, is bringing to the table as well. Dortmund host Bremen next. This is at home. Signal Iduna Park brings a different type of energy. I'm thinking Anthony Modeste will have to show up and do his best and satisfy that salivating audience, or else maybe the haters will come out. But until then, Dortmund look good.
RB Leipzig's record goal scorer Timo Werner netted against Cologne to mark his return. However, the Bulls are still searching for their first win.
Yeah, I was actually in Leipzig over the weekend, and it was like Christmas came early. Having Timo back was a celebration in the city. Everywhere you looked, everyone was wearing Timo Werner kits. It was unreal, and Cologne came in with the win. Speaking of RB Leipzig still searching for that win, fans thought they got on the board early with Danny Olmo. He scored a beautiful bending goal, but it was called back because there was a handball in the buildup. And then fans finally got what they were waiting for. Everyone wanted to see Timo Werner convert, and he did. And this match in particular, we saw a lot of good defense from Cologne, and then we saw the equalizer as well from Dietz, but then we saw Batman and Robin. We saw Christopher Nkunku, who's been leading the force for RB Leipzig as well. He put them through. RB Leipzig were down a man because there was a vicious elbow thrown through the throat of a Cologne player, and to see the Bulls obviously take the lead, I think was spectacular, and it was just something, a sign of what's to come. Timo Werner and Christopher Nkunku, I think, are going to be special down the road, but then in own goal, being down 1 in own goal, leveled things, leaving, RB Leipzig and the Bulls still searching, for that first victory. They're definitely punching below their weight. They're a better team than that. The coach said it best after the match. Tedesco chimed in and said 2 points from a possible 6 is 4 too little, and I completely agree with that. We have to see what's ahead because they have to come here to the capital city and face Union Berlin. Union Berlin are doing better right now. We're still early in the season, but that should be a very interesting match because Union Berlin always have an electric fan base rooting them along. So we'll see if Timo and Nkunku can get it done here in the capital city.
And on Sunday, Chris, Bayern were quite impressive at their home opener. However, we cannot say the same about Sadio Mane.
Now, with Sadio Mane comes so much weight. There's weight to his name. African Player of the Year. you're going against the grain, leaving a more competitive league. We can't deny that in the Premier League, coming down to the Bundesliga. It's like you would imagine some expect Sadio Mane to be the equivalent of playing a FIFA video game on easy. You expect his numbers to explode. We see beautiful play, but in this match in particular, a few offsides, goals were called off, and a header, basically from point blank range, misfired. And the name that this is celebrating, the last name starts with an N, but it's Musiala. This youngster pretty much stole the show. His first goal came after he was tackled and he recovered to score from outside the box. And he had a lot of help from Alphonso Davies. He looked remarkable. I'm sure Bayern are happy to have him back in the lineup because he did prevent a goal. They're facing, their former coach, Niko Kovac. He knows a little bit about Bayern and what their players can do. And the second goal, Thomas Müller converted after reading the goalkeeper off the Kimmich attempt. So basically, what we're seeing is other players stepping up. And I talk about Sadio Mane because he's the big name. He's the big offensive threat that Bayern, brought over to the table. And I'm sure he's hard on himself as well, because, it's a game of millimeters, you could argue. And that second goal called off, you could argue, could have been either way. But nonetheless, he comes in more seasoned and the expectations are high. And it's interesting. And I think it's healthy in one way. That a lot of praise is going to a youngster, Musiala, because it just goes to show Bayern have a lot of talent in their locker room. And they're even still dealing with Kingsley Coman. He's still serving his suspension. He has one more match to go. But as far as Bayern Munich, they're still leading the pack. They haven't truly been tested. They walked over Frankfurt, and now this latest result with Wolfsburg, I think it'll be a while before they really get a test. The team will have to build up something or Bayern will have to completely drop the ball, but we're not seeing that right now. They look good. I just think Mane could look a lot better.
And before we let you go, Chris, just like always, what else is hit your radar?
Yeah, the matches I mentioned, of course. And one more thing, I mentioned Sadio Mane. He's a big addition for Bayern Munich. Bayern signed a new deal with their sponsor. They're going to get about $50 million per year. So we could see some more big names join the Bundesliga reigning champions. That'll be interesting. Maybe we see a big name added in the winter transfer window. Time will tell, and I'll be here to report it.
Thank you very much for the Bundesliga update, Mr. Chris Harrington from our partner station Deutsche Welle in Berlin, Germany. Have a fantastic day further.
Danke und auf Wiedersehen.
The Bundesliga Connection is a team effort driven by the following incredible individuals. The show is hosted by Aidan Hewitt and Chris Harrington. It is produced by Chris Harrington. It is edited by Aidan Hewitt and Uli Presch, and graphics are provided by David Scullard.